Hey everybody, GregGore here, and I'm coming at you from a game called It Moves. Now, this is Chapter 6, I think, and it's called The Abyss. And apparently I'm swimming, and I can breathe underwater, so let's see what these fishies can do for me, if anything. If they can save me, or if I'm supposed to go... Oh, I am. Everything's been, like, scrolling to the right, like normal platformers, but this time, apparently, it's a little different. Can I look? That's nothing to look at. So I wonder if the boy has a fear of drowning, and that's why this is a nightmare for him. Because right now, other than that, nothing else is really going on. Oh wait, what was that? No. I thought it was like a waving arm, but it looked like more like an eel. What the heck is this? No? Can I go in it? Should I go in it? I guess so. This is weird. Is it like a mining facility deep underground? Drain water and remove diving gear. Yeah. Oh, I had diving gear on. Okay. Makes sense, of course. Sounds like when I go to the bathroom. Is that Dad? What the heck are you doing here? That's weird. That's a new one. Read logbook. Yes. Theodore Fielding, September 2, 2007. One of my biggest fears is deep water. Ironic when you consider the fact that I'm now working on a mining station. I tell you, straight up, I did not know. A mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Mariana Trench. That's like the deepest trench, is it off Australia, I think? Maybe? I can't remember. I've always wondered why I was afraid and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface of the depths. It's a combination of all of our most common fears. One, fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. Have you ever tried to swim as far down into the lake as you can? It gets really dark and cold really fast, about 10 feet down. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point on the entire crust of the Earth, located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench, which is 38,000 plus feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fear of the dark. Fear of suffocating. Have you ever gotten to the point where you swam down too far in the swimming pool and you seriously considered the fact that you might not make it back to the top before you ran out of breath? If you've ever been roughhousing as a kid with blankets and pillows and you accidentally get pinned down inside of a sleeping bag or something, and you get to that point where laughter temporarily turns to screaming, you know what a scary concept not being able to breathe is. Even if you have scuba gear with you down in that deep dark abyss, there's a chance the valve could pop out or you could run out of oxygen. You can't see and you can't really take a deep breath. Could it get worse? Yes. Fear of the unknown. There are over 1 million species of creatures in the ocean, and scientists estimate that there's an additional 9 million yet to be discovered. That means we only know what 11% of the creatures in the oceans are. It's not much. Most of the beings in the oceans are things mankind has never seen or even heard of. Who knows what could be down there? Think about a time when you were walking in a dimly lit basement trying to find something. All of a sudden something brushes up against the back of your neck. Okay, that hasn't really happened to me. He makes it sound like it happens a lot. They become airborne, similar to a frightened cat, and instantly turn around and shine their flashlight to see what it was. It's never anything actually scary. But in deep water, it's always something scary. It's dark. You can barely breathe. And something just touched you and you have no idea what it just went, where it just went. But there's more to fear, I'm afraid. Fear of flying insects. Good Lord. Imagine that. As you're walking along, all the beetles and scorpions crawling around the ground, the huge black hairy spiders that are hidden from view in the cracks, and the slimy worms and snakes that are burrowed beneath the ground simultaneously started flying anywhere they wanted. That's what the bottom of the sea without water would be like. For the strange creatures underwater, there's no up or down. Even the manliest men, even though they appear to be calm, quickly tense up and become filled with a secret fear that the bug might land on their eyeball or fly into their mouth, and that's why men try so hard to kill them. Unfortunately, in deep water, you can't see any of the undiscovered freakish flying creatures that brush past your body as you grasp at your suffocating throat. Fear of being caught. How many fears are there, man? Imagine that you're running from a bear. You'll be eaten if you're caught. And it doesn't help that bears can run faster sideways than the fastest human can run forward. When you're at the bottom of the sea, everything that's around you was built to move in water. Oh, thank God. If something truly frightening like a shark or a giant squid caught sight of you, you could turn the other way and flail about all you want, but the monster will catch up with you in a split second. You can't get away from anything. Even if you had the wherewithal to see and breathe, you couldn't run from danger. It would simply find you and devour you. There are lots of places that I wouldn't want to be, such as trapped in a burning house or alone in the vacuum of space, but in the burning house at least I can see, and in space at least there aren't any creatures that could get me. There are no other places in the universe that combine as many common fears as 7 miles below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. It's because of the combination of all those fears that I'm so horrified of deep water. Thank goodness. It's over. Can I go this way? Yeah. Dad. Oh, Dad. Dad. Oh, anglerfish. That's a nasty one. Dad. Wait a minute. What are you doing? Oh, I jumped? Why did I jump? What's he doing down there? I'm a little confused. I wasn't in water, and now I am. And I kept... Oh. So all my fears are realized because I can't breathe, I can't see, I can't move fast. I have no idea what is just grabbing me just now. That's humongous. Was that a poor choice? I think that was a poor choice. Oh. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me. That I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was just toying with me. After all, it had been doing that just for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off. Savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible and mustering every ounce of courage I could. I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off me. Dude, you just gotta rip it off like a band-aid and bust out. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I didn't see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something. Something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. I held my breath in terror as I was sure that it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. It didn't stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket, and I felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence and almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. Dude, you need to just run. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder, as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this cadaverous appendage if I even so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and in my chest as I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Dear God, it moved! I would never fall asleep. Chapter 7. Hostia? Hostia. Okay. Yes. Yes. Whoa. I'm tiny. What's that? Let's keep on going. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Ooh. It's like nasty. Oh no, I have to go in. Look at it. You see where I have to go? Boom. I'm going in. Flying little eyeball tendril things going on. This is like the sea. What the heck? Seriously? The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Wise words. Does the music not really match what's going on here? I mean, oh. What the heck? I mean, this is something I would listen to when I want to go to sleep. This is quite the contraption. What is it? Got like faces and stuff on it. I'll tell ya, that's a heck of an imagination. Shouldn't it be like squishy or something? But we got twins here. At a crossroads in life, what does one do? That's a weird face. Stand at the crossroads if you will, but if you'll not choose, I'll move on without you. What do I have to choose? And having once chosen, never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision, for even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. Alright. Oh! I guess I was wrong. Okay. What? Come on, man. I can't go... I gotta go back. And having once chosen, never seek to return, for even one chooses wrongly. Are you gonna say the same stuff? Yeah. Maybe I have to stand here. It says if you don't choose. I'm not gonna choose. Nothing happened. Well, that worked out well. Come on, man. Nothing? 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 Fine. I mean, I can't go any other way, so... Gotta go back. This is not where I came from. Alright, I'll bite. No, never mind. I was kidding. No. Poor choice of words. Whoa. That's a little creepy. What are you gonna do? What's it gonna be? How you doing? Oh, there's like towers. Oh! Did you bite me? And I'm back out of my... It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. Yeah, that was pretty strange. I have no idea what that was all about. Yeah, that was weird. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing which... Well, you see... Oh, hey. Which grew great delight from violating a young boy's bed, was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall, like a spider striking from its lair. Suddenly its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and it clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, but its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contouring under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me, into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. Whoa. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest, its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I don't remember its features. I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke through over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life out of me. I made it. Just in the nick of time. I awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then and now. I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frost-bitten night I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be, vibrating violently. I lay there sure that I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Nice. I like that. I really did. Whoa. Wait. Oh, I can move around. Okay. Probably doesn't do anything, but... that was cool. I mean, it was less a game and more of an experience. I mean, it talked a lot about, nightmares. A million ways to die. Based on the story Bedtime by Michael Whitehouse. Yeah, it was all about, fears. Fear of the dark, fear of suffocating, fear of drowning, fear of flying things. Yeah, and I mean, for me, it actually made me think of, some of the fears that I had as a kid, whether it was some of the nightmares that I'd wake up to. I actually, wanted to see scary movies as a kid, but again, it would, give me nightmares. Yes, I know it's the end. Yeah, I remember my parents would be watching either like Poltergeist or Amityville Horror or something like that. And yes, I'm dating myself. And they would, I wouldn't be allowed to watch because I was like, 7, 8 years old. But I would always, be in my room playing, but I'd always go into the kitchen, to get a snack or something to drink. And from the kitchen, I could see the TV. So I would go in the kitchen and I'd slowly make something, be watching, And I remember one time I was watching Amityville Horror, and there's a part where the child is talking to, I think it's the babysitter, and they're upstairs in the room, and there's a window right there, and she was talking about Jody. Jody's her imaginary friend, and actually Jody was an imaginary pig friend, and so there was a scene, I can't remember the context, but there was a scene where they were talking about Jody, and she said, Jody's outside, or something to the effect, and then the camera goes away to it pans to the window, and in the window there were 2 red lights, and we're talking about second floor, 2 red lights in a tree, and they kind of like sat there and then moved away. I don't think I slept for 3 days. Something subtle as that, because I was waiting for the red light, the red eyes, to pop from my closet every single night. And I couldn't close my closet door because it was one of those sliding closet doors, and there's supposed to be 2, and one was broken. My brother broke it. My older brother broke it a long time ago, and it never got fixed. Because we're boys and apparently we don't care. So I could never close my closet, but I was looking at those 2 eyes. I was always expecting those 2 eyes to be there whenever I looked. But anyway, okay, rambling off. Yeah, I thought this was really cool, especially since I didn't pay anything for it. But I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and hit the like, and comment on any other games that are kind of like this that might be interesting for me to play. Whether I record it or not. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and well, I guess I'll see you next time. But until then, take care.